Right now, somewhere on your body, a signal is firing. A tiny, insistent whisper rising through layers of skin and nerve, and bone demanding your attention. You'll reach for it instinctively. You'll scratch it and move on the way you always do, the way everyone does. But here is what no one tells you. That signal has been trying to reach you for years. Ancient healers knew it. Mystics mapped it. Cultures separated by oceans and centuries developed eerily similar languages for decoding it. And now, at the intersection of modern neuroscience and timeless spiritual wisdom, we are beginning to understand something extraordinary. That an itch is not an interruption. It is an invitation to listen to the one voice that has never once lied to you, the voice of your own body. And once you learn to hear it, nothing about your physical experience will ever feel ordinary again. The human body is a library of untold stories. Every scar, every laugh line, every ache is a chapter. But some stories are written in a language more subtle, a language of whispers and tingles. The humble itch has long been dismissed as a fleeting annoyance, something to be scratched and forgotten, an interruption in the clean narrative of a day. But what if we have been misinterpreting the signal entirely? Consider this. For most of scientific history, researchers believed that an itch was simply a weaker form of pain, a minor alarm on the same system. It wasn't until the late 1990s that neuroscientists discovered something that changed everything. It turns out, has its own dedicated neural pathways, its own unique wiring in the nervous system. It is not a lesser sensation. It is a distinct one with a specific and sophisticated evolutionary purpose to alert us to tiny dangers that are too subtle for our pain receptors to detect. Let that sit for a moment. Your body created an entirely separate channel of communication just for this. Not pain, not pressure, not heat, something else entirely, something finer. A signal engineered specifically to say, pay attention here, something subtle is happening. That is not a malfunction. That is intelligence. Think about the sheer architecture of the organs sending you these signals. The average adult carries roughly 22 square feet of skin. It weighs around 8 pounds, and packed into every single square inch of it are approximately 1,000 nerve endings. A surveillance network so dense and so sophisticated that modern engineers cannot replicate it. Your skin is also home to trillions of microorganisms, a living ecosystem called the skin microbiome, in constant dialogue with your immune system, modulating your mood, your inflammation, your very sense of well-being. You are not just a person with skin. You are a world wearing a world. And here is the detail that changes everything, the one that, once you know it, you cannot unknow. Your skin completely regenerates itself every 27 days. Not metaphorically, biologically. The outermost layer of who you are, the boundary between your inner self and the entire external universe, dies and is reborn, fresh and new, once every single month. You are constantly shedding the old self, constantly stepping into the new. This is not philosophy. This is physiology. And perhaps that is the most profound spiritual lesson written directly into your biology. You are not fixed. You are always in the process of becoming. An itch seen through this lens is not random. It is part of a living, breathing, continuously transforming system that is in ceaseless communication with itself and with something far larger. Across virtually every ancient civilization, the skin was understood as sacred territory. In traditional Chinese medicine, the body is mapped by meridians, invisible channels through which life energy, called qi, flows like rivers through a landscape. Disruptions in that flow don't announce themselves loudly. They murmur, they tingle, they surface as sensations on the skin before they ever deepen into illness or pain. The itch in this framework is an early dispatch from the energetic body, a telegram sent before the crisis arrives. In Ayurveda, India's oldest system of medicine, different areas of the body correspond to different organs, emotions, and life forces. An itch on the scalp might speak of Vata imbalance, too much air energy, too much mental restlessness, a mind that will not be still. An itch along the liver meridian, running down the inner leg, has long been associated with unexpressed anger, with emotions that have been swallowed rather than spoken. The ancient Egyptians, among the most body-literate civilizations in history, practiced a form of medical intuition that read the skin the way we read a face, as a window, not a wall. They were all pointing toward the same truth. The body speaks, and it has been speaking for a very long time. Now let's go somewhere you might not expect. Quantum physics. Stay with me. One of the most astonishing discoveries of the last century is that the universe, at its most fundamental level, is not made of solid things. It is made of vibration, fields of energy oscillating at different frequencies, collapsing into the forms we call matter only when observed. The chair you are sitting in, the air in your lungs, your own skin, at the subatomic level, it is all wave patterns, frequencies, information. Your nervous system is, in the most literal scientific sense, a receiver of frequencies. And an itch is a frequency your body has flagged as significant. Some researchers in the emerging field of psychodermatology, the study of the connection between mind, emotion, and skin, have found striking correlations between skin sensations and psychological states. Stress doesn't just feel bad. It physically manifests on the skin. Anxiety creates crawling sensations. Suppressed grief can surface as unexplained rashes. The skin is the body's most external emotional organ, the place where the inside world touches the outside world, and it registers emotional truth with extraordinary precision. A persistent itch with no medical cause is, in this context, a message from below the surface, from the emotional, energetic, spiritual layer of your experience, that your conscious mind has been too busy to process. So what are the messages? What is your body actually trying to say? Different traditions offer different maps, and the convergence between them is striking. An itch on the crown of the head, the scalp, the very top of your being, has been associated across multiple spiritual traditions with awakening, with new ideas, arriving before they are fully formed. In many indigenous cultures, a tingling at the crown signifies that ancestral wisdom is approaching, that guidance from beyond ordinary perception is attempting to land. In yogic philosophy, the crown is the site of the Sahasrara chakra, the energy center associated with divine connection, cosmic consciousness, the dissolving of the individual self into something infinite. When your crown itches, something is trying to break through. An itch at the center of the forehead, between the brows, carries its own ancient vocabulary. This is the seat of the Ajna chakra, the third eye, the center of intuition, of inner knowing. Across Hindu, Buddhist, and even early Christian mystical traditions, this point is considered the gateway between ordinary perception and expanded awareness. An itch here is understood as a stirring of the intuitive faculty, a signal that your deeper knowing is trying to override what your logical mind insists is true. Trust it. An itch on the right palm, that is expansion, energy flowing outward, new opportunity arriving that requires action. The right hand is the giving hand, the doing hand, the hand that reaches toward the world. A right palm itch has been understood across European folklore, African spiritual traditions, and Eastern mysticism as a sign of incoming prosperity. Not just material, but relational, creative, energetic abundance seeking an outlet through you. The left palm tells a different story. The receiving hand, the hand that holds. A left palm itch asks you to become a vessel, to stop pushing and allow, to receive what the universe has already been preparing to give you. The nose itches when a significant decision is approaching, or when you are unconsciously already aware of something your conscious mind has not yet acknowledged. The nose, the organ of discernment, of following a scent, of sensing what is not yet visible. Its itch is a signal of impending clarity. The feet, particularly the soles, represent your path, your direction, your willingness to move. An itch on the soles of your feet carries, in many traditions, the energy of restlessness for good reason. Something in you knows it is time to go, to change, to step somewhere new. The body registers the readiness before the mind has given it permission. But here is where the deeper layer waits. It is not simply about location. It is about pattern. A single itch on your right palm means little in isolation. But a recurring itch appearing at the same place at the same emotional moments, following the same circumstances. That is a conversation. That is your body returning to the same page, tapping the same sentence, asking with increasing urgency. Did you hear me? Did you read this part? The spiritual traditions that took the body most seriously were not interested in single symptoms. They were interested in patterns, in repetition, in the insistence of the body's language. Because the body, unlike the conscious mind, does not give up. It does not tire of sending the message. It simply sends it again, and if necessary, amplifies it into something impossible to ignore. An itch becomes a rash. A whisper becomes a shout. The question is always, when will you listen? There is a practice, almost embarrassingly simple, that can begin to restore this lost dialogue. The next time you feel an itch, before you scratch it, pause. Just one breath. A single second of stillness between the signal and the response. In that breath, place your awareness on the sensation itself. Not the urge to eliminate it, but the itch as information. Notice where it is. Notice what you were thinking about in the moment before it arrived. Notice what emotion is present. In your body right now, beneath the skin. You are not diagnosing. You are not performing a spiritual ritual. You are simply doing what your ancestors knew how to do instinctively. You are listening to your body as if it has something worth saying. Because it does. This is not mysticism for mysticism's sake. Neuroscience now confirms what yogis and shamans and healers have practiced for millennia. The body stores experience. It holds memory in tissue and fascia and nerve pathways. It carries emotional residue that the conscious mind has filed away and forgotten. And it communicates continuously, persistently, creatively, through the full spectrum of sensation available to it. The itch is one of its most insistent notes. You came into this world as a body that knew things. Before language, before concepts,